a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster signed. 916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. I got a comment from one of the viewers to speak on one of these agendas. I can't remember if it was Agenda 2030 or 2025. You know, they come up with all these damn agendas, these narratives like they're proclamations of submission. And, you know, to be honest with you, I don't pay no attention to that bullshit. You know, they can put all that stuff out they want. They can talk all that shit about, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. If people around the world just said F you, you know, they can't do shit. You know, they're trying to lower our frequency, our vibration. They're trying to create fear tactics. They want us to feel like these are things that are gonna happen no matter what. And at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. None of that stuff has any relevance unless we give it attention, unless we give it relevance. It's nothing but talk, and you know, whatever plans they have laid out to try to make the world their slaves is basically just their ideology. None of us has to buy into it. Nobody has to bow down and submit to these people. These people ain't nothing special, but they think they are. And until we stop acting like they have some superior knowledge or some intelligence that gives them the right to try to tell the rest of the world how they should live, how they should eat, you know, what policies to dictate to you know, world leaders. I mean, dude, we should, at the end of the day, be at this point in our consciousness aware enough to know that what their agenda is a crock of shit. Some guy with some deep accents trying to tell you and the rest of the people that this is what it's gonna be, and you'll own nothing and be happy. Man, stick it up your butt, bro. We're gonna own whatever we wanna own. You're not God. These people are not your God. That's why when I see people who are doing well, I'm you know, inquisitive to a degree, but I'm not worshiping no man. I'm not worshiping no woman. I'm not following no proclamation, no, you know, agenda that's been laid out. You can't convince me of that bullshit, man. I've seen so much stuff in my life, and I still have a lot more to see, but I'm not gonna entertain anybody that thinks they know what's best for the rest of the world. Not another human being. I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna reflect, I'm going to listen to the voices from within, and that will determine my next move. I will basically tap into my deep conscious to figure out what's best for me and my family, and share that with like minds, and together we can collaborate on what we feel will be going into the future the most harmonious path. But to think that you got these people buying these massive farms and they want to get rid of meat and have you eat fake meat. Now, how is fake meat, Beyond Meat, better than real meat? Come on, man. Chemicals? They want you full of chemicals? Eat bugs now, you know, but we're gonna have veal. We're gonna have all the good stuff. We're gonna give you synthetic juices that convert to estrogen. We're gonna give you fake meat, fake cheese, you know, because the cheese coming from cows is not good, but the fake cheese is better. Man, it's lunacy. And on its face, when you start really listening to it, you're like, come on, man. You know, that's why they want to erase a lot of history. Just go back in time and look at some of the Native Americans, people, Aborigines, people in some of these countries in Africa that were eating, whether it's certain grains or certain cattle they raised, whether it was goat, sheep, whatever they were eating, and see if they had all the cancers and all these other weird sicknesses that they have now. See, they don't have any documentation of it because sickness is money. Illness is wealth for these people. Going in, if you didn't go to the hospital, if the hospitals were empty, there'd be no insurance companies because there would be no fear of getting insurance, and they wouldn't be making any money. This shit is all about money. The food that causes this, and they show you these videos, and man, this shit is all about fear. These agendas is all about fear. You had people living in their hundreds. You know, my grandmother's aunt lived over 100 years old. Ate pork, ate hog mob, ate collard greens, all this stuff, man. That wasn't no super engineered foods, and she didn't eat no fake cheeses. They did stuff off the farm, and they lived to be over 100. So why all of a sudden now everybody's sick? You got people taking medication before the age of 14, 15, talking about they have eating problems and they're trying to a diet. Come on, man. That wasn't even a concept back in the 20s, in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. Dieting. Everybody, look at pictures of people on the beach back in the 50s and 60s. Look at people on the beach. Look at even in the 70s, people on the beach. And look at how, even back then, it was all about corralling everybody into believing a bullshit concept. Whether it's getting everybody to feel like they're mentally ill. We have all these mental challenges, so you got to take all this medication to get you to take these whatever pokies, how they poke you, or whatever other food. I mean, it's all, and then what they do now is, because everybody has a smartphone, you only have a handful of social media outlets, so all the information is all collaborated together, so they put out the same information. But fortunately, you have people who do have independent podcasts and platforms who say things that make you question. But that's one of the ways to control is the mass media. Another fear tactic. Certain communities, if you go to certain communities, you go to the grocery stores, whenever you go somewhere, always look at the grocery store, and that will tell you the level of the people in that community, because typically the grocery stores are feeding nutrients, and the type of nutrients is based on economics, and usually in neighborhoods where there's a higher demographic of economics, they have more options of food, and the food quality is typically a little bit higher. That's what I've noticed. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I've been to grocery stores in the hood. I've been to grocery stores in Malibu, and I can tell the difference, and I see how people act in different places. And it's not by, it's not by like it just happens. It's by design. So, yeah, man, 2030 agenda, 2025, they can stick it up their butt, man. I mean, the fear tactics, I remember they used to do that in prison. The warden run around. We're going to lock it down, We're going to take this off of commissary. People be scared. Oh, man, they're going to take off the new Cheetos. Oh, man, they're taking off the Vienna sausages. They're going to take this off. Oh, man, they're going to add some this. They're going to add that, man. These people, man, we have freedom out here. At least that's what they want us to believe, but we do. If you're thinking that they have control over you out here, you have a voice. You just got to quit being a silent weenie. You got people who speak out all the time. Then you got people who just, they don't agree with something, but they kind of put their head down and they're afraid to say something. Look, man, your voice is you, and it starts with your community. It starts with the people around you. But if you want to have a voice in something, Look at, and I'm not saying you get out here and start yelling at the top of your lungs like some of these people screaming, don't know how to conversate. All I'm saying is that use your own consciousness for your own choices. And if you just turn off, just say if everybody just turned off certain social media platforms, they would cease to exist. Whatever these people were talking about as far as their agenda, it wouldn't matter because nobody's listening. How you got somebody way over 3,000 miles away in some forum, some United Nations, and they're trying to tell you what to do way in Kentucky, Oklahoma, Texas, California, New York? How them people tell you what to do over here? How does that make any sense? How is somebody in another country not familiar with your situation telling you what to do for the future and how it's going to be laid out for your children? Come on, man. That's insanity, man. This dude he's living on a yacht. He's got private jets. He's being funded by all these major corporations, and he's trying to tell you who's trying to figure out how to pay your bills, how to grow your business, how to deal with the local political scenarios you're faced with, but he's telling you what he's gonna do, and then the whole world is supposed to bow down. Man, shit. I got bigger things to worry about. And that little dude, that little man probably can't do 20 push-ups. That man has never had to physically defend himself, and that man has never had to deal with anything the average person has had to deal with when it comes to making choices and stuff, because these people are a part of a circle, an elite circle, and they feel that they're not even the same as you and I. But yet they're telling you and I what to do, and they're riding through in their golden chariots like, oh, look at us, worship us. I'm not worshiping nobody. But the choice is yours. If you want to worship these people and let them continue to feel, fear monger us, to divide us, to push these wars, to basically poison the people and have us feeling like we're helpless. We're not helpless, man. BigHerc916, subscribe, share, go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up some merch, man.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey. What?